Hey, all you mamas out here and even dads out here who are struggling with being home for maybe the first time, or maybe just it's a struggle in general. So I have a mom confession, and I am a mom to a 3.5-year-old, and he is an amazing little dude. But sometimes I really struggle with the imaginary play. And one of the things that I was realizing is that that's okay. So it's super easy for me to just have my phone sitting right there, right? And not necessarily focus and engage because maybe I feel like I need a break, or maybe we're sitting and eating lunch and it's just, he's busy chewing and doing his thing and I can just sit right there. But one of the things I realized is that I used to be really good at being present. Now guys, Enneagram 7 here. I don't know if you guys know your Enneagram numbers, but as an Enneagram 7, one of the things I struggle with is actually like being present, because I'm always thinking of the next fun thing to do, or the next, when 7s go to health, they go to 5. And so a 5 wants to research all the things. So I realized that over the last year in creating 2 more businesses, I always have a bazillion things to do, but it's things I truly love, right? It's like I get to research the Enneagram for a business. So fun, because I love it, right? It's learning about me, learning about personalities. But it's kind of split my heart. Like I feel like the first 2 years with him, I was really, really good with it. And I want to get back to that. I totally want to get back to that. So being intentional, but I heard a quote, and let me pull it up. My computer is behind you guys. And of course it's right in the way, right? The quote was this. Oh, where'd it go? Totally just want to, hold on. Because this was an important quote. Okay. Listen earnestly to anything your children want to tell you, no matter what. If you don't listen eagerly to the small stuff when they're little, they won't tell you the big stuff when they're big, because to them, the small stuff was the important stuff. And I read that quote and was like, oh my gosh. So when my son is sitting there telling me all the things about Paw Patrol and all the things about Super Wings, because those are the things he gets to watch a couple times a week, and he loves it and is constantly asking for it. And that's a whole other thing about the mom guilt of like, how much do you let them watch and all of that. And all of that aside, those things, those stories he's like radically involved in and loves, those are the super important things to him, right? And to me, I'm like, okay, it's a storyline someone else came up with. I don't actually love the idea that you're watching TV and it's all you want to talk about. But to him, it's so, so important. And so I read that quote like 2 days ago, and I've just been trying to be really, really intentional to listen and absorb. You guys, when I start listening and like look at his little eyes and really start engaging, his eyes light up and he gets more into the story, and it's just super, super sweet. So I just want to encourage you with your kiddos or your grandkiddos or whoever it is, take those moments to really see what are the things that are really important to them and what are the things that they are just lighting up about right now, and truly listen. So I also read this book the other day that kind of changed the way I've been parenting the last 2 days. And it was the idea of Jesus being in the room with us. And so when I'm having trouble being present and engaging and having trouble really not necessarily listening, but like my brain goes somewhere else, right? Maybe for you it's laundry, or maybe for you it's this craziness the world's coming to. Like, what are we going to do about it? What are we worried about? All of those things. For me, oftentimes it's like, I want to come here and do work because I love work, but I also want to be with him. And so imagining Jesus sitting right next to me and imagining Jesus just like radically laughing at the things he's saying and just grinning and like taking in all the pleasure of just being with him and being in his presence, right? Because that's what we all want, right? We want other people who are in our presence just to adore being with us. And so just being able to visualize that has helped me be really, really present of Jesus thinks everything he's saying right now, even about Paw Patrol, even about Super Wings, is just so, so sweet. And that's really helped me love it even more. Because obviously I adore my child, but sometimes I don't want to talk about Paw Patrol. But it's important to him, so I do it. So the 2 things that I've realized through all of this stuff is that being present and being engaged, it doesn't have to happen every moment of every day that we are awake with our children. My little guy, he's done a really good job of like going off and playing on his own. So for me, being able to pick those times of, maybe it's meal times. I really want to create that culture of not having my phone at the table and having those really good meal times together. Maybe for us, it's in the car, and he has some of the best conversations with me in the car, which I love. And maybe it's for us, we go and we do things, or we do crafts. And so that's the second thing I've realized, is that the first one being, I don't have to be engaged all the time. I don't have to be present 24 hours a day. The second one is, I don't have to be all things to all people to him. Thomas can go play imaginary games, and that's okay. I can be the one, like I was just saying, to do the crafts, to go be outside, to be intentional about meal times, of listening and all of that. So just remember that it's okay as a mom to not want to do certain things with your children. Doesn't mean we don't push past it and still do it. I still play imaginary stuff with him, even though I don't love it. But I do focus on being present and being engaged. And I do focus on doing the things I truly love with him, and allowing people who are way better at imaginary games to do that with him, so that he has that bond with his dad. And it's super, super sweet. So hope you guys are having a sweet, for us, super sunny Monday afternoon, and I will chat soon.